This film follows the life of a regular university student who, due to a fateful mistake one night, finds himself accused of murder. His seemingly normal life turns into chaos as he faces accusations of a crime he didn't commit. But the question before everyone was, will he be sentenced to death, or will he manage to prove his innocence? Let's explore the twists and turns in One Ordinary Day. The story begins with Kim Hyun-soo, a university student who is invited by his friends to a party at a villa later that evening. However, Hyun-soo declines the invitation, explaining that he has a group assignment to work on. As night falls, Hyun-soo's group assignment plans are unexpectedly cancelled, prompting him to reconsider attending the party. He calls his friends to inform them of his change of plans. But the villa is quite far from his home, so he decides to take his father's taxi without permission. While driving, a woman named Hong Guk Hwa suddenly gets into the taxi, mistaking Hyun-soo for a driver. She asks him to take her home, and Hyun-soo reluctantly agrees. Worried about his father's taxi rating, Guk Hwa requests a stop at the Han River Bridge, where they quickly bond and enjoy each other's company. They even share some drugs. Afterwards, she invites Hyun-soo to her house for a drink. As they continue to drink, they have fun in her room until Hyun-soo falls asleep on the living room sofa. He wakes up in the middle of the night to find Guk Hwa dead with multiple stab wounds. Panicked, he flees the scene but realizes he left his jacket and car keys inside. He breaks a window to retrieve them and wipes his fingerprints around the dining table. Spotting the bloody knife he had touched earlier, he decides to take it with him. As he runs to his car, a neighbor sees him through a window. Hyun-soo drives recklessly and is soon stopped by police patrolling for drunk drivers. Suspecting him of being drunk, they administer a breath test, but the breathalyzer runs out of battery. They take him to the station for a blood test, but are diverted by a break-in report, which leads them to Guk Hwa's house. Unaware of Hyun-soo's involvement, they take him to the station, along with the old man who reported the break-in. At the station, the police find Guk Hwa's body, and, based on the witness description matching Hyun-soo, they search him and discover the knife. This incriminating evidence leads to his arrest for murder, despite his denials. Hyun-soo's predicament catches the attention of Shin Jung-han, a lawyer at the station preparing for another trial. Jung-han doesn't believe the police's accusation of Hyun-soo raping and killing Guk Hwa. Without hesitation, he offers to represent Hyun-soo. With one condition, Hyun-soo must remain silent during interrogations unless Jung-han is present, as any wrong statement could worsen his situation in court. Meanwhile, Detective Park Sang-baem, investigating Guk Hwa's murder, gathers evidence at the crime scene and visits Hyun-soo's home to collect relevant items. Sang-baem is determined to close the case quickly and pressures Hyun-soo to confess, especially since the media is already aware of the case due to a police leak. As days pass, Hyun-soo's trial date arrives. This trial will determine whether he will be imprisoned, with his fingerprints all over the crime scene and 117 pieces of evidence against him. The prosecution's case is strong. Jung-han, on the other hand, only has proof of Hyun-soo's good character and clean criminal record, which pales in comparison to the prosecutor's evidence. Consequently, the judge orders Hyun-soo to be imprisoned, further crushing his spirit. In his cell, Hyun-soo breaks down in front of Detective Sang-baem, repeatedly proclaiming his innocence. But Sang-baem remains unmoved, convinced of Hyun-soo's guilt. This trial is not the end of Hyun-soo's story. Throughout the film, we see his struggle to survive in prison, while Jung-han works tirelessly to find evidence that can exonerate him. The movie portrays the intense emotional and psychological toll on Hyun-soo as he navigates the legal system and the harsh realities of prison life. Meanwhile, Jung-han visits Hyun-soo's family to deliver some grim news. With the overwhelming evidence against him, Hyun-soo might face a life sentence. Along with this, he informs them about his legal fees, amounting to roughly $70,000. Inside the prison, Hyun-soo learns from a cellmate about Biko, a gang of inmates known for bullying others. Yet, Biko is not the only threat. There's also Do Jae-tae, known as the Lion of the North Prison, who controls contraband like cell phones, cigarettes, and drugs. One of Hyun-soo's cellmates falls victim to Biko's brutality, and in an act of kindness, Hyun-soo gives him medicine. This act, however, makes Hyun-soo a target. The gang ropes him by the neck, intending to scare rather than kill him, releasing him just before he suffocates. Back at Hyun-soo's house, a lawyer meets his parents, offering her services and claiming to be more professional than Jung-han. She also states she won't charge them. Without delay, they inform Hyun-soo about this new lawyer, Park Mi-kyung, and decide to hire her. Jung-han visits Hyun-soo in prison with clothes and money, but Hyun-soo informs him about the new lawyer. Although disappointed, Jung-han understands their financial constraints. The scene shifts to Jae-tae asking Hyun-soo to find out if any inmates are selling cigarettes without permission. After investigating, Hyun-soo reports no suspicious activity. To repay Hyun-soo, Jae-tae offers future assistance. An exhausted Hyun-soo returns to his cell and falls asleep, only to wake up to the sight of a cellmate who has hanged himself. This traumatic event brings back memories of finding Guk Hwa's body, triggering a panic attack. Attempting to escape, he is quickly subdued by guards and placed in solitary confinement. A few days later, Hyun-soo is taken to the prosecutor's office for questioning by An Tae-hee and Park Sang-bam about Guk Hwa's murder. Despite maintaining his innocence, Tae-hee suggests a polygraph test. Hyun-soo, naive about the implications, agrees. Sang-bam contacts Jung-han, who explains he is no longer Hyun-soo's lawyer. Curious about the polygraph test, Jung-han suspects foul play as these tests aren't admissible in court. Realizing their mistake, Tae-hee contacts Mi-kyung, who reprimands Hyun-soo for agreeing to the test without consulting her. Nonetheless, she sends her assistant, Seo Soo-jin, to support him. Sang-bam takes Hyun-soo to see Guk Hwa's autopsy body, causing Hyun-soo's asthma to flare up. When he tries to use his inhaler, Sang-bam stops him, claiming drugs are not allowed before a polygraph test. Soo-jin arrives just in time to witness the test. Before it begins, Jung-han also joins them. Sang-bam places Hyun-soo's inhaler in front of him to stress him out, hoping it will cause him to lie during the test. When asked if he killed Guk Hwa, Hyun-soo, under stress, says yes. Fortunately, Jung-han stops the test due to Hyun-soo's breathing difficulties, invalidating the results since polygraph tests aren't reliable for individuals with health issues. Sang-bam is frustrated by Jung-han's intervention, eager to see Hyun-soo imprisoned before his retirement in 3 months. Upon returning to prison, Hyun-soo is welcomed back by Biko's gang member, Park Do-sik, who intimidates and tortures him. Luckily, his cellmates intervene. Later, Jae-tae gives Hyun-soo a book on criminal procedure laws, hoping it will help him during his trial. The next day, Jung-han visits a rehabilitation clinic Guk Hwa used to attend and uncovers crucial evidence. He meets Soo-jin to sell the evidence for $100 per piece. But Soo-jin must first consult Mi-kyung. Mi-kyung assesses the evidence, estimating it to be worth more than $1,000 per sheet, as it could significantly reduce Hyun-soo's sentence. Before the trial, Mi-kyung meets with prosecutor Tae-hee, presenting the evidence and negotiating Hyun-soo's detention period. Thanks to the evidence, Tae-hee agrees to reduce the charges from life imprisonment to 10 years, but insists Hyun-soo must confess to killing Guk Hwa and forego any appeals. Mi-kyung and Soo-jin visit Hyun-soo in prison, urging him to confess for a reduced sentence. Although initially reluctant to admit to something he didn't do, Hyun-soo ultimately agrees to make a false confession. Soo-jin then pays Jung-han for the evidence. During their meeting, she informs him about Hyun-soo's decision to confess. As Hyun-soo navigates prison life, he encounters various challenges and makes unlikely alliances. The startling news drives Jung-han to visit Hyun-soo in prison. When they meet, Hyun-soo appears uncertain about his plan to confess. He asks Jung-han for advice, to which Jung-han simply replies by suggesting Hyun-soo ask himself if he truly is a murderer. On the day of the trial, Hyun-soo seems to have found his answer. When the judge inquires whether he killed Guk Hwa, Hyun-soo firmly denies it, saying, "No, I didn't kill her." This unexpected response shocks both Tae-hee and Mi-kyung, who quickly becomes furious. Her frustration stems from the fact that Hyun-soo's denial complicates what should have been a straightforward case. As a result, she decides to withdraw from representing Hyun-soo. After the trial, Hyun-soo returns to prison, only to face more bullying from Do-sik, who demands 3 packs of cigarettes. Under threat of being tortured with a knife, Hyun-soo reluctantly goes to Jae-tae's cell to buy the cigarettes. Jae-tae, surprised as he knows Hyun-soo doesn't smoke, gives him 2 packs since that's all Hyun-soo can afford. However, Do-sik is not satisfied and tortures Hyun-soo for failing to provide enough cigarettes, even burning him with a lit cigarette and demanding 2 more packs the next day. Hyun-soo then calls his father, asking for $1,000 to be sent to his custody account. His father, however, can only send $300. With this money, Hyun-soo buys 2 more packs from Jae-tae, who begins to suspect something is wrong. Despite giving Do-sik the cigarettes, Hyun-soo is tortured again, this time because the cigarettes are not menthol. As punishment, Do-sik burns Hyun-soo's hands, stopping only when Jae-tae intervenes and forces Do-sik and his gang to leave. Jae-tae then takes Hyun-soo to the clinic for treatment and later to a secluded area where one of Jae-tae's friends is beating Do-sik. Jae-tae orders Do-sik to apologize to Hyun-soo, but Do-sik refuses, claiming it's against his dignity. Jae-tae then beats him and scalds his hand with boiling water before calling the guards to place Do-sik in solitary confinement. Meanwhile, Mi Kyung hands over Hyun-soo's case entirely to Soo-jin. Aware of her lack of experience, Soo-jin proposes working with Jung-han, who officially returns as Hyun-soo's lawyer. Despite Jung-han's return, Hyun-soo's problems persist. Jae-tae asks Hyun-soo to repay a favor by going to the hospital, which requires Hyun-soo to break his arm. Jae-tae never explains the reason for this task. Concurrently, Jung-han seeks help from his ex-wife, Hong Young-ah, who works at the National Forensic Service, to find evidence at Guk Hwa's house. Hyun-soo manages to get into the hospital and receives treatment for his broken arm, unaware that the medical officers planted drugs in his bandages, making him an unwitting drug courier for Jae-tae. The following day, Hyun-soo faces another court appearance, this time with a jury. During the trial, Tae-hee aggressively questions Hyun-soo, determined to prove his guilt. She even brings in the autopsy doctor to testify against him. Fortunately, Jung-han effectively counters the accusation, pointing out the lack of direct evidence linking Hyun-soo to the murder. Since Hyun-soo refuses to confess, Tae-hee suggests that the jurors visit the crime scene, a request granted by the judge. As they prepare to leave, Hyun-soo grows increasingly anxious but finds comfort in Jung-han's presence. At Guk Hwa's house, Jung-han tries to keep Hyun-soo calm, while Sang-beom leads a reenactment of the murder. During the reenactment, Sang-beom claims Hyun-soo killed Guk Hwa in a fit of rage after she refused to sleep with him. Jung-han notices inconsistencies in the evidence, but at the same time, Hyun-soo begins to vividly imagine himself committing the murder, triggering an asthma attack. Unable to breathe, he collapses, causing a commotion among the reporters. The trial is adjourned due to Hyun-soo's conditions. Hyun-soo regains consciousness in the hospital to find Jung-han by his side. Jung-han, skeptical, accuses Hyun-soo of feigning his condition, but Hyun-soo remains silent. The next day, the trial resumes, but Jung-han, unwell, is unable to lead the defense. He appoints Mi Kyung to take his place, though he oversees the proceeding. Tae-hee is taken aback to see the inexperienced Mi Kyung in the courtroom. The situation becomes more awkward when Mi Kyung's phone rings, forcing her to apologize for the interruption. Despite her nerves, the trial proceeds. In the courtroom, Tae-hee tries to undermine Hyun-soo by bringing up his troubled past, including an incident where he seriously injured a schoolmate. Surprisingly, Mi Kyung successfully counters these accusations, arguing that the prosecution lacks concrete evidence linking Hyun-soo to Guk Hwa's murder. Her performance, despite her inexperience, demonstrates her potential as a defense attorney. After the trial, Jung-han questions Hyun-soo about the evidence and Yoon Hyo-jeong, a woman who once lived with Guk Hwa. Hyun-soo recalls that Guk Hwa mentioned a friend she had a falling out with. Using this lead, Jung-han tracks down Hyo-jeong, suspecting a connection to Guk Hwa's death. Meanwhile, Hyun-soo returns to prison, where the National Anti-Narcotics Agency arrives to investigate reported drug smuggling. CCTV footage implicates Hyun-soo, showing him being bandaged by officers. The investigation team searches Hyun-soo's cell and takes him for questioning. Hyun-soo is bewildered as the interrogator accuses him of smuggling drugs. When questioned about his dislocated shoulder and bandages, he begins to grasp the situation. The interrogator pressures him to name Jai-T as the instigator, but Hyun-soo refuses to betray him, fabricating excuses to divert suspicion. Simultaneously, Jai-T is interrogated, but uses his prison connections to intimidate the investigation team, forcing them to leave empty-handed. Afterward, Jai-T commends Hyun-soo for his loyalty and rewards him with a cell phone, which Hyun-soo uses to call his father. Jai-T also helps recover Hyun-soo's father's taxi, previously confiscated by the police. Meanwhile, Jung-han finds Hyo-jeong and presses her for information. She reveals two potential suspects: Ji-jong, her ex-boyfriend who supplied drugs to Guk HWA, and Lee Chul-ho, a courier seen following Guk HWA on the night of her murder. Jung-han's discovery of CCTV footage corroborates Chul-ho's suspicious behavior. As Hyun-soo's trial continues, prosecutor Tae-hee intensifies her efforts to elicit a confession. Frustrated, Hyun-soo vehemently denies the charges, but Tae-hee persists, provoking him to testify about Guk Hwa's death. Under pressure, Hyun-soo's testimony falters, and Tae-hee seizes every opportunity to corner him, pushing him towards a confession. Concurrently, Jung-han confronts Chul-ho, who reacts violently by throwing an axe at him. Jung-han narrowly avoids injury, confirming his suspicions about Chul-ho. Police officers, who are Jung-han's friends, arrive in time to arrest Chul-ho. After the ordeal, Jung-han contacts Mike Hyun for updates on Hyun-soo's trial. She tearfully admits her guilt over failing to prevent Hyun-soo from testifying, worsening his situation. In prison, Hyun-soo becomes ostracized as inmates watch the trial broadcast and distance themselves from him, not wanting to associate with a perceived traitor. Rumors of a possible death sentence deepen Hyun-soo's despair. Amid this turmoil, Do-sik reappears, taunting Hyun-soo and stealing his cell phone. Pushed to his limit, Hyun-soo confronts Do-sik but is overpowered. Seeking help, he turns to Jai-T, who instead shares his own story of wrongful imprisonment and the futility of trying to prove his innocence. Inspired by Jai-T's resilience, Hyun-soo resolves to change. He begins by trying cigarettes and starts spending time with Jai-T, learning to face his adversaries confidently. Hyun-soo asks Jai-T to teach him boxing, signaling his transformation. This newfound confidence irritates Do-sik, who challenges Hyun-soo to a fight. Hyun-soo accepts without hesitation. Before the duel, he cuts his hair, symbolizing his new resolve. The fight ends with Hyun-soo decisively beating Do-sik, earning him respect and a move to an upstairs cell, where he is no longer harassed. Despite his personal victory, the prosecutor uses Hyun-soo's trial testimony to shut down any chance of his release. Meanwhile, Jung-han continues investigating the suspects. He delves deeper into Ji-jong and Lee Chul-ho's backgrounds, uncovering more evidence that points to their involvement in Guk Hwa's murder. Jung-han's persistence pays off when he finds a crucial piece of evidence that could exonerate Hyun-soo. He finds evidence that could exonerate Hyun-soo and presents it at the trial. 2 knives were missing from Soo-young's house on the night of the murder. One was recovered from Hyun-soo, but the other remains missing. Jung-han's ex-wife, Hong Young-ah, testifies that Soo-young's wound was caused by her own knife, while Hyun-soo's injury resulted from broken glass. Forensic evidence also shows the killer was right-handed, while Hyun-soo is left-handed. Despite Jung-han's arguments, prosecutor Min-sun questions Young-ah's impartiality, but she defends her testimony as medically factual. Young-ah's testimony casts doubt on Hyun-soo's guilt, but Hyun-soo himself seems indifferent. In prison, the Biko gang leader demands Hyun-soo take responsibility for beating Do-sik by cutting off his hand. Hyun-soo complies, but Jai-T intervenes and reprimands Do-sik for not accepting his defeat. Jung-han presents Sang-chin as a witness, revealing Sang-chin's attempt to frame Hyun-soo by withholding evidence. Sang-chin and Min-sun are left speechless, though Min-sun still demands the death penalty for Hyun-soo, causing his parents to break down in tears. Hyun-soo returns to prison, his attitude completely changed. He no longer evades accusations and begins taking drugs. Jai-T, concerned, prays for a lighter sentence for Hyun-soo. Jung-han, struggling with his health, prepares his final argument, stressing that Hyun-soo is not a murderer. The jury fails to reach a unanimous decision, leaving the judge to sentence Hyun-soo to life imprisonment. His parents are devastated, and Hyun-soo resigns himself to spending his life behind bars. Despite his circumstances, Hyun-soo finds solace in his friendship with Jae-tae. However, tragedy strikes when Do-sik fatally slits Jae-tae's throat, leaving Hyun-soo heartbroken. Months later, Hyun-soo adjusts to prison life, while Jung-han continues to seek his release. Jung-han discovers new evidence from a witness who stalked Yoo-jeong, revealing a suspicious doctor involved with Soo-young. The doctor, having had an affair with Soo-young, becomes the prime suspect. Jung-han gathers evidence and confronts Sang-jin, leading to the doctor's arrest and confession. Jung-han informs Hyun-soo of the doctor's arrest, and a press conference credits the police and prosecutors for the breakthrough. Hyun-soo, hearing this in prison, responds with a sarcastic smile. Eventually, Hyun-soo is released, but his life and dreams are shattered. Jung-han is seen offering help to another person in need, emphasizing the series' moral. A single event can drastically alter one's future, so actions must be carefully considered. The moral lesson of One Ordinary Day revolves around the fragility of life and the importance of justice. The story underscores how quickly an ordinary life can be upended by unforeseen events, as seen through the dramatic changes in Kim Hyun-soo's life due to one fateful night. This highlights the vulnerability of individuals to circumstances beyond their control. The film also emphasizes the necessity of a fair and thorough investigation in the justice system, criticizing the tendency to rush to judgment and the biases that can influence investigations and trials. It reminds us of the crucial need for fairness and diligence in legal proceedings. Additionally, Hyun-soo's journey through the legal system and prison life showcases resilience in the face of adversity, illustrating the strength of the human spirit when confronted with seemingly insurmountable challenges. Overall, One Ordinary Day teaches us about the precariousness of life, the importance of justice, and the power of resilience.